Hello friends, today we're going to be making some easy envelopes two ways. I'm starting with a piece of A5 paper. I just cut an A4 printer paper page in half. The first fold is for how deep you want your envelope to be. If making your envelopes for a card, you may find it easier to measure or fold directly over the item. The second fold is for the lip of your envelope. You want to make sure it's deep enough to create a strong seal. Next, you will fold both of the edges in. Don't worry if it's not perfectly straight, just refold it as needed and it will not show. You want to try to get both sides to be a similar width. You can see that I purposefully did the first side a bit wonky, just to prove that it will not hurt. Now normally I just go for it, but for ease of explanation I'm going to draw a guide to show you where you'll need to cut. You need to go at a slight angle as it helps to stop the edges catching on each other. For this envelope, I'm cutting the bottom section straight to show you what can happen. Et voilà! Now all that's left to do is to stick this together. You can use your glue of choice. I'm using a Pritt stick, but you could use a tape roller or any other adhesive that you have at hand. You only need to glue the two flaps in order to complete this simple project. You can see that on one side it overlaps the edge and I needed to trim it back. This is why you should cut at a slight angle. As you can see, it's an easy fix if you do forget, but you need to trim it carefully or you risk cutting a hole in your envelope's side. And that is the envelope made. You can leave it plain or add some decoration. The choice is completely yours, and there's no right or wrong answer. For the second envelope, I'm using the other half of my paper. To make this design, you need to find the middle of your paper and fold over one side so that it goes just a little way past. Next, you fold the other side over, this time to the middle, as it will create a neat seam. Much like the previous envelope, you need to fold both of the edges inwards. I like to fold the bottom section in slightly narrower and the top section I make a bit wider, as it looks neater and gives a good area to seal your envelope. Again, I will draw lines to show you where to cut. You need to cut at an angle on this one also, as it looks much neater at the end. You can see that by cutting out the sides at an angle, the sides do not catch on the bottom lip and also allows for ease when inserting your card or goodies. Again, you can use whatever glue or adhesive you prefer. You only need to glue 2 sections here also. Make sure to glue the right edge in order to get that neat middle seam. And there you have it. So easy to make, and you only need a sheet of paper, scissors and glue. Which design do you think you'd use more often? They're both fairly similar at this size, but the look of them from the back is very different. Just to be clear, you can use pretty much any paper that you want to create these, including book pages, parts of old maps, and even deco paper. You could also use wrapping paper or parchment paper. Here are some examples that I made using the previously shown materials. The first was the book page, and this is envelope design 1. The second is also using the first envelope pattern, and was made using a section of an old map. Lastly, I used a sheet of 6x6 deco paper, and I used the second envelope design. This is narrower and very good for using as a money or gift card envelope. You could add extra decoration to any of these if you so wanted. Just as an example, I have decorated the 2 envelopes that I made at the beginning. I love florals, so I went for a very flowery design. I left room for names, titles or addresses to be added. I think these 2 patterns are so easy to make, and I love that there isn't a necessity to measure for the most part. Tell me what you thought in the comments below. And hit the like button and maybe even the subscribe button to see more simple tutorials in the future.